It's bananas, but it's what the young people are doing. I don't know.
Is it bananas?
Bananas, exactly.
Hello, guys. Not too much news today, but we wanted to pop in and say hello to you. The main thing is that the Minions, in all their adorable mayhem and glory, have stomped on all 4th of July box office records. The Minions Rise of Gru, the sequel to the Minions movie, made $125 million over the 4-day weekend, which is a record for the 4th of July, which was surprising to me. I thought, like, shouldn't some big dumb blockbuster have that title?
Well, the age of Will Smith owning this weekend is clearly over.
Oh, it's long gone, right?
That was a moment back in the day.
The previous record holder for this weekend was one of the Transformers movies. They're all the same to me. Whatever one came out in 2011, that one made $116 million over the weekend. So that was like 11 years ago, and tickets cost more.
Is this one of those things like Top Gun Maverick where this has been sitting on the shelf because they knew they had to wait for?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, this is supposed to come out in 2020.
Okay.
But you know what? The Minions are an experience for the theater.
Clearly.
You can't just stream Minions and get all of their chaotic joy the way that they're intended. They are cinema.
Especially if you go to the movies in a coat and tie.
Okay, so I have not actually seen this myself, but this is a thing. It is hashtag gentle minions, and it's young men dressing up in a suit and tie to go see Minions together. And then, like, I don't know, hang out. Nothing about this makes sense to me because the Minions don't wear suits. They wear many things. They mostly wear overalls and goggles. Sometimes they wear like fruit on their head, like they're Carmen Miranda. In this movie, they wear bell bottoms and afro wigs. No one wears a suit. Where does the suit come from?
Well, Christy, as you are well aware, the teens and tweens of America have spent much of the last 2 years stuck in their houses, not going to school, not getting to hang out with their friends, not getting to do things socially. So I kind of like the idea that their idea of a big blast where returning to the world is we're all going to put on suits and ties and go see the fucking Minions movie. I'm sure there's some weird dark side of it that we don't know about, but I just think on its surface, I just find it kind of a weird culture jam, and I'm for it.
That's really interesting. I did not think you would react this way to the hashtag gentle minions. You surprise me constantly.
It's kind of hilarious. You have to admit. I mean, it's like they're taking this thing. Yeah, obviously none of this makes sense. None of it ties into each other. And that's part of the beauty of it. It's like, all right, here's this giant movie that's opening. What would be a fun thing for all of us to go do? Oh, I know. We'll all go see the Minions. How do we make it more TikTok friendly? We'll all be dressed up and we'll all ride the escalator together and we'll all like hold our hands up before the thing and then we'll all applaud at the beginning and end. It's bananas, but it's what the young people are doing. I don't know.
Is it bananas?
Bananas, exactly.
Stranger Things, which we're going to do the final episode of Stranger Things this Friday. It's very long. Have you watched it yet?
I have not, but I will be carving out a 2.5 hour block for it very soon.
It's actually only 2:19.
Oh, phew. Okay.
Totally doable. But the whole Stranger Things season 4 has set record viewing numbers for Netflix, and I guess everything leading up to it has. So all the more reason to watch more Stranger Things, to make more Stranger Things. Do you know that the youngins are now discovering Metallica, Master of Puppets, thanks to Stranger Things?
Well, look, at least they discovered Kate Bush as well.
Right. So this isn't making sense to you yet because you've not seen episode 9. And I won't spoil how it gets used, but kind of like Kate Bush running up that hill is crucial to Max. Metallica Master of Puppets is crucial to somebody else and is a plot point. So
I think every label who has like any kind of 80s catalog tracks are like sending muffin baskets to the Duffer Brothers trying to get like, Nia Peoples into season 5, There's
also a Susie and the Banshees connection to this last episode. So if the youngins are learning about Kate Bush and Susie Sue, then you've done the right thing, Duffer Brothers. Good job. And then also the Duffers were on a podcast recently and they said that the episodes in the final season 5, will be shorter.
Yes. Good.
Because they've all been long. Like the absolute finale will be like an epic film, like it is here, but they're not going to all be an hour and 15 minutes the way they have been.
Okay.
Okay.
We'd watch either way. Come on.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I don't care. I'm totally into it. Bring me more of it. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Speaking of the overwhelming experience of watching something, it is now out on Blu-ray and digital. Now, again, hopefully you've seen it in the theater the way it's intended. But if you've seen it and you want to go back and catch every little detail, because there's so many of them, you can now watch it at home.
Yeah, and the Blu-ray apparently has deleted scenes, so that'll be cool to check out.
Oh, right. There's more. There are more multiverses.
Yes, something so like includes these something spaghetti boy deleted scene. I'm like, okay, sure, bring it, whatever it is.
How to make your own googly-eyed rock at home. So we have that. Paul Haggis has been released from his house arrest in Italy. He was being held in a hotel room in Italy pending charges of sexual abuse. A woman has accused him of sexually abusing her. And so prosecutors are trying to determine whether to follow this case, whether to investigate. So this judge has released him until that happens.
U.S. prosecutors or Italian?
Italian.
Because isn't he also like due for a court date in the U.S.?
Yes, and something different, with different allegations with a different woman, and that's happening in October in New York.
Gotcha.
Tom Cruise turned 60 over the weekend. How'd you celebrate?
Look, this is what 60 looks like, question mark. Yeah, good for him. Look, I think what is it that my dad always says, better than the alternative, getting older. So, look, I'm already this falling apart at 55. So it's not like this is aspirational for me, but if he's making it work for him, good for him.
Maybe if you were hanging off of airplanes like Tom Cruise.
It's
right?
True. You're right. So many doctors have suggested that for me.
So really fast, what's your favorite Tom Cruise performance?
Ooh.
I'm putting you on the spot.
That's a toughie. I mean, like Risky Business meant the world to me when I was a senior in high school, but objectively stepping back a bit, I would probably have to say Magnolia.
It's on my list too. I have Magnolia, Collateral, Minority Report, and I like Night and Day. I've got sort of a soft spot for Night and Day. I've
actually never seen Night and Day, so I'll have to catch up with that one.
It's very fun, but I do like quasi-villainous Tom Cruise.
Hence Magnolia, like I think actors who spend so much of their career wanting you to love them, the minute that they get to play somebody that you don't have to love, that's when they really, I think, unleash something.
And then our friends Christian Harloff and Mark Ellis announced that the Movie Trivia Schmoedown is ending.
Yes.
Now, you have been on there many, many times. Matt has been on there many, many times. I was on there once and it was disastrous.
Yeah, we did not have a good go.
Never again. But they're really sweet guys, Mark and Christian, and you can probably speak more to what they have built over there than I could.
Yeah, I mean, they created this thing from whole cloth and obviously found a huge fan base and like a really dedicated fan base. Like there are so many podcasts about Schmoedown. It's astonishing. And like, I've never been an athlete in my life, but for the first time in my life, somebody out there was keeping my stats. It was kind of crazy. As a competitor, I was always in the, always a bridesmaid category. Like I missed it by that much a lot, but it was fun. I enjoyed doing it. But the enthusiasm that this thing generated as a movie trivia game show crossed with like pro wrestling with the personalities and the theatrics of it all, it was really terrific. And I think that like a lot of things in the last couple of years, it just it couldn't survive the pandemic and the in-person aspect of the show, the live shows they would do in various cities around the country. I think that was a really big part of how this thing grew. And then just that time of having to do it all via Zoom, it just kind of maybe made it not viable, but it was a great idea. And they're amazing fellas and I look forward to see what they do next.
Definitely 9 years is a long, long time. And yeah, as you say, they built this whole thing themselves and the sense of community and the friendships. You see people who fell in love and got married based on Schmoedown.
Yes.
So good for you guys. And I know there was always something else on the horizon for Mark and Christian.